Hi, I'm Donna Davis. I'm here with Rick Waugaman, the CFO of Fleming Flooring, and we are talking about all about flooring today and how you can get flooring before the holidays. So many of us are tired of looking at our floors. We know we need help. And Rick is here today to tell you all about how you can, use their website for so much of the things that you want to do. You don't have to be in the showroom that much, as well as to talk about financing. So we've got a big show today, right, Rick?
We sure do. Thanks for having me, and on behalf of all the accountants that are locked up, we're happy to be on the internet.
Yeah. So tell me, first of all, let's talk about COVID and what protocols you guys are still taking. I think you brought a mask with you.
Sure. Yes, as far as the store and the showroom's concerned, we all have our masks, all employees, and our gaiters. And we are still taking a lot of the same precautions we took back in March. We are making sure we have proper social distancing. We're cleaning all the products, sanitizing them, wearing our mask. We're obviously, as we go out in estimates, making sure we have good, proper distance there. Our folks in other rooms, it's really whatever each person's comfort level is. And we're really emphasizing our folks to use the website. If it's a case that we love people to come in for showrooms, we're taking appointments in the showrooms. You can walk into the showroom, and again, everyone's going to be masked up and healthy and good distance. But if you're still, at home with the kids, you can't do that. We have a website here that can kind of help you get started. So as I was thinking about talking about this today, I was
Let's go ahead and take a look at the website.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's
so
do
we
that.
can see this
Let's do
virtual
that.
shopping experience.
So I was trying to put myself in the shoes of someone that would, start off and think, okay, I've been looking at all my rooms. I want something new, and what steps can I do to kind of help me better educate myself and determine also, what's my budget? How much is this going to cost? Because again, you don't buy flooring that often. It's generally, going to last you hopefully 5 to 7 years. So you want to make sure that it's an investment that you're putting in your home, but also that you're doing it, smart, economical, and you're going to be happy with your experience. So that's the steps that we want to take you through today. So if you go to the virtual shopping experience, if I'm sitting in your shoes, what I would do is generally use this as kind of a stepping, kind of steps to help me along the way to get you better informed, better educated. And then when you go in and look at product, whether it's hopefully in our showroom or online, you can kind of narrow some of your selections so that you can go in and really find the best products and fit for you and your home. So, from the perspective of the product catalog, this is figuring out, okay, what do I want in the rooms? Do I want carpet? Do I want, hardwoods? Do I want laminates and vinyls, which are really popular right now? So as you kind of go through and look at that, what I would suggest is kind of just figure out what you want, and then kind of in those categories, you can kind of click in those categories and see different products. Shopping by color is, probably the best way to go to start you off. And then if you go back a screen, Donna, you can then, I always suggest to our clients, take a picture of the room that you're having to do. First off, take a picture so that you can use our visualizers to kind of pull it in. The products, you can take your images of those products and then see what it looks like in your space. The other thing is when you come into our showroom, bring those photos with you, because that will help our designers really help focus and narrow the different selections and better understand the room and the setting it's going into, so that you can choose, again, the product that's going to work best for you, and look out for any gotchas or things that may be available, that might be hidden that you weren't aware of. So if we kind of take the next step, that's the visualizer. So from the bean counter budget perspective, really where this helps is if we go to measure. So you can look at the type of product you're looking at, and it's important to understand, all right, my cost is going to be how much product I want. That's one factor. The other factor is the type of product you're going to have there. So what this measure allows you to do is, let's just hypothetically click on one of the rooms. So if your room is, a square dining room or, a kitchen area, You can measure that. That's in square feet. You take your width and your length and just kind of plug in a number that obviously is your measurements from there. And this is going to give you kind of a ballpark estimate to help you determine how much do I need in square feet. So let's just, if you click those in, you click quantity estimate, and it's going to say, okay, for this type of product, you're going to need 268 square feet, and then you got to factor some waste. So it's important to know that when you're getting, tile, carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl, those are all in square feet. Carpet is in square yards. So the question, because if I'm looking at carpet and I get 258 square feet, the way you would take that back to square yards is you would divide it by 9. And that gives you square yards, because carpet comes in rolls, so it's coming in a square yard from the mills. So another good thing is just divide it by 8, and that will kind of account for some of the scrap or waste factor that you want to make sure you account for with your carpeting. So, 258 divided by 9, I'm going to do some quick math, is, 28 square yards. So that will kind of help you figure out how much yardage you need. And then when you get pricing, obviously carpet's in square yards. And then the other products are square feet. So you can at least start ballparking what it's going to be for the rooms you're selecting and overall, as far as the material. And then obviously in our carpet installation, we do the installation for you as well. We include with carpet the 8-pound pad, and everyone, that's standard with all of us. This includes tearing out the current carpet, prepping the floors. We'll move some furniture. Now, if you have a big grand piano or really heavy equipment, there could be a little extra charges for that. But those are all kind of included with our carpet installation. But the important part here is then for you to have an idea, okay, I want to do these rooms. This is how much it's going to be. You can kind of call in from us and then get an idea of what the cost would be for that kind of product from there. And then at that point, depending where you're at, you can come into our showroom and we can give you other options, because there's various price points, from the different types of carpet you want. The great thing as we're going to talk about financing, is that with financing, you're able to use the financing and use the credit terms you're going to receive to get the product you want. So one of the things I often tell people is with carpeting, you don't want to regret your purchase a couple years down the road. So when you're looking at it, it's like, oh, I wish I really got that other type of laminate, but it was $1 more a square foot, but you don't want to sit there, because this is a purchase you're going to have in your home for roughly, average 5 to 7 years, and you want to be happy with your purchase. You don't want regrets, a couple years down the road. So right now, we can just go through the financing options for you that we offer. So it's important to understand what's your time frame. And I guess the question is, some people are like, well, I really don't want to do financing. I don't need to do financing. I'm just going to pay on my credit card, or I'm going to pay cash, which obviously it's your prerogative. You can do that as well. One of the advantages of doing financing is 3 things generally, and there's a few of those. One is help save your cash. Be cash savvy. Even people with great credit and everything still want to be cash savvy. So if you're able to keep your cash longer, use financing to help conserve that cash over time. Something comes up, you're there, you've got your nest egg to protect against that while you're still able to pay off the flooring on a timing basis. I talked about it earlier, don't have regrets. Get the products you want. This allows you to upgrade it, because for a small monthly amount, you're paying, that over time. But at the end of the day, you're really getting the product you want. You're happy with the product, and you won't have that regret. So that's.
Rick, let me ask you this. What percent are you looking at interest on this credit card?
Sure. The programs we have are 0% interest.
Wow.
And Yeah, so it's, the caveat there is you got to make sure you pay per the terms of that. And the way the programs work, you can do it from 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. And those, again, are 0% interest. They're deferred interest programs. And what deferred interest means is that provided you pay the minimum monthly amount on the card, it's similar like a credit card. You pay the minimum monthly amount, and you can pay greater amounts if you want. But provided you meet those minimum payments and you make them on time, that's a key, because there are late payments if you don't make it at the time it's due. The interest would be accruing on the amount, but if you pay it off at the end of the time and you've made all your current payments at the end of your term, there's 0% interest charge. All that interest is forgiven, and it's in essentially a 0% interest. The great thing about the Synchrony cards we work with is they have a promotion obviously going right now through the Mohawk card. So if you do buy it, you can get a $100 Visa gift card. So if you're in the market for it and you're going to be financing anyway, it's a way to help pay $100 towards your monthly payment for that. But also, and if you have the Synchrony Home card, it's good not only at Fleming, but any other places that accept the Synchrony Home card that you may be doing other type of purchases for your home. So you can use it from that aspect. It is a credit card from the sense of you'd have to qualify for it. So you would apply online. Generally, we get an answer within 5 to 15 minutes as far as what your credit line is. But to getting back to some of the financing for longer term, it is, we talked about, the 6 months, 12 months, 18 months deferred interest programs. We also have fixed pay programs. And those are people that want a little more time, that want to be able to budget for it, which is one of the great things about financing is you can budget for your fixed payment. So, for example, if you want to go 24 months, 36 months, 48, even up to 60 for that amount, so hypothetically, if I'm doing $3,000 at 24 months, that's going to be on average, $200 a month fixed payment. And that amount is due each month, but at the end of the term, you've paid it off. So that's, again, no interest with those. Those are more fixed payment plans. So people that want to kind of have a longer term, want more of a fixed budget amount, they work great for them. Whereas in all of our programs, whether it's the 6 month, 12, 18 to 24 and longer, you have no prepayment penalty options. So you can obviously.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
so
there's really no reason not to go ahead and take a look at flooring, and I think so
Sure.
many of us would love to have
Right.
that in
And-
time, for the holidays. I also wanted to ask you, there's always a rush. I know there's always a rush on, suppliers like you guys, as everybody wants everything in by Christmas, Hanukkah, Thanksgiving, that kind
Sure.
of thing. So.
Yes.
And with the pandemic, explain to people about, how that's affecting the rush even more than ever.
Sure. And really, if you're looking to have it in that time frame, quite frankly, you probably want to get started now. With the COVID, obviously, we know that people were furloughed, went on unemployment. The supply chains have had a lot of hiccups, especially coming from overseas with product coming in. But also, here domestically, the challenges the manufacturers we've had, is, the people aren't necessarily maybe on furlough, or if they're collecting unemployment and they want to call them back with getting the extra $600 a week, or that has made it a challenge. So some people were making more money staying home than they were working. So hopefully that's taken care of with this new stimulus. But it's caused delays. So, product is taking anywhere that would normally be able to turn around quickly from Dalton and different places locally, taking 3 to 4 weeks. So you really need to kind of focus kind of what you're looking for and understand that there's greater lead times for product, given the challenges that COVID has caused in supply chains with the manufacturers.
Now, do you guys every year just get inundated with business that keeps your installers busy, so it might be several weeks out anyway? as you're planning that, or are you staffed enough every year that you can always meet the demand? Because I know I've heard a lot of people say,
Sure.
that they have a very tough time around Christmas anyway.
Right. The great thing is we have a stable installation crew. They've been with us for a lot of them have been with us for many years. So we're able to, get the installations in, get them done. The great thing about, when you do flooring, people think it's a long, expanded process. But, if you're going to install carpet, as an example, that generally can be done within a day. Even like laminates and vinyls and so forth can be turned around. So as a general rule, like in the residential side, it's 1 to 2 weeks kind of would be, just depending on the schedule and how many people are out there. And obviously the critical factor is the product in stock. If it's in stock, we can turn it quickly and get the installation done quickly. And that's where when you do your research, if it's something that has to be ordered, that's where I talk about the lead times, factoring that in, when it's going to be in, and generally if it's getting within, we can get it installed within a week or two.
Right. So tell me a little bit about the things that people can expect from a family-owned company like Fleming that maybe you can't get at a big box store as you look at, trying to get some flooring and comparing and that kind of thing as you're looking
Sure.
at changing things before the holiday.
Sure. The greatest advantage we have from a flooring is our service. It's personalized, it's customized. We're going to do what you want. We have a great selection of products. We have access to many manufacturers. We can get a multitude of products. They're all listed on our website. We have over 300 some products, so that you're not necessarily limited with a big box where they're going to have a limit of 5 SKUs. Or even if you deal with other flooring companies that drive out to your house and sit at your kitchen table, and they only have 5 or 6 SKUs. So you're you have more options. And at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you're getting the product that's best for your house, you're happy, and you're not limited from a SKU perspective. Now if price is the most important thing and you want, cheaper stuff, we can get stuff on the low end, but as a general rule, when you're investing in your home, you want to, make sure you're getting a product that's reasonable, fair economically, but is a high quality product, and you've got the manufacturer's warranty behind it. So the great thing is we, handle all repairs, manufacturer warranty issues if there are any. So you have a point of contact here that, our staff, we have great tenure. People have been here 10, 20 years. So you're going to be dealing with people that are here. You come back in a year, it's going to be the same folks you're dealing with. Whereas, you go to bigger box stores, you're dealing with turnover and quite frankly, probably people that aren't as knowledgeable in flooring.
Exactly, and that's one thing I really like about Fleming. We've had the designers here. There's just a wealth of knowledge. Like, I don't get the sense at all that they try to upsell, but they really just try to get to know you, your needs. They give you advice, and they just have so much knowledge.
Yeah, and the great thing is we're coming up on our 50th anniversary. We've been serving the Metro Atlanta, Marietta area, and North Metro Atlanta, for 50 years. So if, we weren't providing great service, we weren't providing quality products and a quality installation at reasonable prices, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you.
Right, exactly, because it is tough to compete. There's always more, of the big box stores that are coming up. So these smaller stores that I really like, you get that sense of a family-owned business that
Sure.
really cares. You get all the expertise of the design consultants, and then you also, just to me, get a much higher level of service.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's important when people are looking and shopping around. It's one thing to get your product and find someone else to install it. You can find a lot of guys and crews coming out of a van that are going to install it for super cheap. I even did that, a while ago with ours, and that crew, I can't even find them now. So the one good thing is obviously our crews work for us for a long time. We're here. We're not going anywhere. So you may save a few bucks in the long run, but any headaches or repairs you're going to have down the road is probably going to cost you more.
Right, and you really want those trusted, experienced installers so that you don't have that as well. Now,
That's
just
true.
to let viewers know about the Fleming showroom, it is enormous. I mean, we have some video, but you don't even get a scope of, like, there are so many different products to choose from. And let's talk about some of the different things that you carry at Fleming.
Sure, we carry a wide array of carpeting, a wide array of hardwood product. You can obviously, on our website, we have an in-stock product section we're building right now, and it's got some up there. But also, let's talk, we have great selection of vinyl products. The laminate LVP, luxury vinyl plank, and luxury vinyl tile. That right now is, really popular. A lot of folks are, gravitating toward it from the perspective. I like to say it's, not bulletproof, but it's life-proof. So a lot of people like the laminates because of the everyday living you can do on it, from the sense of, scratches, it's tough there, water resistant, it's pet friendly, kid friendly, just kind of living your life friendly as, families, have their different things there. So, those are, very popular right now. So we carry a large selection of those with, Shaw and Mohawk and other engineered floors, other manufacturers. So we have kind of a great selection for you. For samples, the great thing is you don't have to get a little square like this to try to figure out what it looks like. You can come in our showroom and you can take big pieces. I delivered some to my neighbors the other day, and they were able to put it down in they're redoing their shop. And so it helped them to take a couple different samples and really see what it looks like, because it's important you take samples home so you know what the color of it looks like, not necessarily in our showroom, but in your own space, because your lighting and so forth
is so different in your space, and maybe how the sun comes in and that kind of thing. And then with your furniture, right? That is helpful to be able to take it home.
So we can obviously order samples through our manufacturer, Mohawk and Shaw. They can get shipped directly to your house. So in the COVID era, that's a great way to get the product to you, get it in your hands for touch and feel and look. So those are, other things that we can do for you that, we're here for you. Any way we can help you.
Now, Rick, let's talk about, I know you work with a lot of people in the trade, remodelers, builders, interior designers. So do you find a lot of remodelers and builders that want to work on, or particularly builders maybe that might need the financing that are taking advantage of that?
They can obviously, with the Synchrony program, it is open to them. Especially the smaller guys, it's probably a good tool that they should learn about, from the sense of they would still have to qualify it personally based on their own personal credit score, but they can get credit lines for that. And a lot of those folks, whether they're dealing on the insurance type side where they're, fixing and repairing, water damage or whatever may happen in a home, and they got to work through the insurance company, they can, use that financing for the materials that they want to purchase the materials from us if they got their own crews. And they can, essentially get the float on that because they're going to get paid from the insurance carriers a couple months down the road. So it's a great way, even like for consumers, you don't want to tie your credit up. If I'm just using a credit card, from the sense of using money on flooring, you want to save it more for emergency type things for the credit lines or availability you have. And the same is true, that if you use a Mohawk card or the Synchrony Home card, that's credit you have separate, specific for flooring, but you can still leave your credit lines open for emergency purposes too. But from the perspective of a small business, a lot of these guys are LLCs. If they're getting corporate credit cards, they're having a personal guarantee it anyway. So it's just a different mechanism, and they can obviously talk to their accountants and lawyers to make sure it's properly set up with the business, as far as like a shareholder loan, et cetera. But yes, to answer your question, business owners can use the Synchrony program. They just would qualify for it personally based on their credit score.
Yes, and when you have a business, you definitely don't want to tie up your cash. So that is great. And if it's no interest, why not? Because cash is great to have on hand. It's great that you have such a wealth of knowledge. You can tell you're the finance person and you've got all these numbers.
Yeah.
So on average, what do people usually spend when they come in to Fleming and try to, have an order? Is there a certain average that you guys have that people normally spend?
Yeah, I would say when you're looking, as an example, like with carpet, when you're talking, both product material and installation, on average, it's probably in the $2,000 to $3,000 range. It's like, as I alluded before, it's going to be a function of the area that you're going to be using, how many rooms are you going to be doing, how big are those rooms, the type of product you're using. So those are all variables that go into the cost. So it could, on average, start there for the carpeting, and then obviously go up from there. If you're getting wool carpet, it's going to be really expensive. But if those people can afford it. So it's even for the laminates and the hardwoods, on average, the tickets kind of start there and then kind of go up to, $6,000, $8,000. I don't want to scare people off, but it's like I said, it's going to be more so the variables, product, rooms, and how much you're going to need from a square foot percentage.
Right. So takeaways from today: Fleming has great financing, even 0%. You can get fixed rate financing or fixed payments on your financing.
Right.
Go to the website. Everything is there for
Yeah.
you to start your virtual shopping. The showroom, though, is there for you, taking all the precautions as
Yeah.
well as the installers do. And so there's no reason why you wouldn't want to go ahead
Sure.
and do your flooring shopping and
Yeah.
get everything in time for the holidays.
Yep.
And remember that things, because of COVID, supply chain is a little backed up, right?
Sure, and anyone that has questions with the financing, I've taken a lot of calls from consumers just asking about it. I joke, Coach Rick, the finance guy, is here for you. But let's talk it through and find the solution that's best for you. Some people, if you don't have a great credit score, then maybe we look at, can you find someone else to do a joint application to boost it for you? So there's ways, and Synchrony and Mohawk, those guys want to work with you, so that we can find some options for you that work great for you, fit in your budget, and really can get you the flooring you want. And that's the most important thing. At the end of the day, you want to make sure you're happy with your purchase and you don't have regrets a year or two down the road.
So we're about to wrap it up. Do you have any other things that you want to talk about today?
I guess just from the perspective of come into our showroom, call us, use our tools. We're here for you. We're not pressure sales. We're going to, in essence, make sure what you get is what you want. We want you happy so that at the end of the day, when you're ready for more rooms, we're here for you. Or if you have friends looking for flooring, we want to help them out too and provide them that same high level of customer service, as well as a professional installation and a great and reasonable prices for your flooring.
Well, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank
and,
you.
This
Thank you for letting me
just-
get out of the office.
I'm sorry?
Thank you for letting the accountants get out of the office.
Yeah, it's a nice break doing something different, right? And we do want to
Yes.
let everyone know that we are here with flooring designers, with sometimes Rick, to talk about financing, but to answer your questions about flooring every first Thursday of the month at 11 o'clock. So please join us then and have your questions ready. And I know you guys are going to be super busy in the next few weeks, Rick.
I hope.
All right. Thanks for joining us. We'll
Thank-
see you next time.
Thank you, Donna.